Oh, yo, dog, sit down. Sit down. This is crazy.
Hey, you got something? What's going on?
All right, so we got the Built sponsorship, obviously, right? Yeah.
Shout
So
out Built Bar.
10% off. Use the codes later. So we got that going. So I've been feeling the itch to get like a second sponsor, right? So
that's good.
I've got some people lined up.
Okay.
So
what are we working with?
So let's go to the email.
Up?
So the first one is just like. Okay, it's this fantasy app that's coming out soon. We love fantasy.
Perfect.
I know, it's pretty sick,
Perfect.
right? The only problem is they can't pay us until they get 1 million users.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From us, like 1 million from us?
No, like 1 million total.
Oh, okay.
They're at 7.
Nice.
So that one might be a minute.
Yeah, so
we'll hold off on that.
Back burner.
That's definitely we'll put back burner.
That's
Don't worry,
okay.
I got 2 more.
Okay.
The other one. The other one.
Let's go.
We got it's so you know how Twitter's going through this like change or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're claiming to be the next Twitter.
I've heard that before, but okay.
What's it? Oh. So the name needs to be a little work. So it's
What? Is
so
it hard
it's-
to read or something?
It's called Elon Eat a Dick. It
Like
says
that's the app name?
I'll just read the description. It
Okay.
says, download Elon Eat a Dick free on the App Store today and receive a limited edition Elon Eating a Dick t-shirt. We don't have to do the t-shirt.
Who sent you the email?
It's really not that important.
Okay,
I just don't think we have the demographic for that anyways. But
Yeah, no,
you know
probably
what?
not.
The money was pretty shit on that one anyways. Like, honestly, they were only going to pay us $5,000 an episode. So I think we'll just go to the next one. Because the next one, dude, the bag on this next one is insane, dog.
Better than $5,000 an episode?
Yeah, this one, $29,000 a minute of the pod. Like, not like a minute per episode. We get $29,000. We basically just made like $29,000. Yeah.
Who?
It's kind of like Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like.
So like just like a shipping company then?
Yeah, they ship like
Okay.
goods and services for like really expensive goods.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool. And you know, like I was.
They only work with like high end customers then, like spending a lot of money.
Yeah, everything's really
basically.
expensive. You know, I was downtown one day hanging out with some friends, and I ran into the Powder Bros, and they were the ones that were really like introducing me to everything. And so
the Powder Bro. Is that like the name of the company? Is the Powder Bro?
I mean, that's not. We could pitch that to them. That was
Okay.
just what they called themselves.
Okay. So what's the name of the company then?
They didn't really have a name.
Okay.
I'll just read you the email.
That's fishy.
I'll just read you the email.
Okay. Yeah.
It just says.
Again, another one that's a little hard to read there. Or
No.
what's going on?
It says, yo, bro, we bringing that good shit straight to your compound. We got the goods. You got the pipe. We know your shit hits right because you can't be disappointed on Cloud 9, cuh. Gang, motherfuckers.
Is that from like the cartel?
Listen, they seem like very genuine guys, okay?
You
They
tried
bought
to
me
get a
drink and-
sponsorship from the cartel?
Okay, we don't have to do it, okay? We might have just made $48,000 right there, but it's
what do you
fine.
mean we made you sign the contract?
No, not yet.
Bro, did you sign the contract?
I did, but you haven't yet, so technically it hasn't gone into effect. So
Are you expecting me to sign a contract with the cartel?
Not anymore. Please use code TCP Connor at checkout for 10% off.
So we're sticking with Built, turns out.
Yeah.
We're not going to use, cocaine as our sponsorship. So
If the Powder Bros see this, we're just mulling the decision. I'll get back to you guys. Will you hit the intro while I go pack a bag?
intro.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Training Camp Podcast.
The Training Camp Podcast.
I got a new chair.
With a multitude of guests.
Can't say he's wrong, am I right?
Oh yeah, dolphins.
No, I really like
Stupid games.
5-0 last week. That's right. 5-0 at Dak Prescott.
You could lock up that 4 season. Again, it's not blazing hot, 65 degrees. I'm gonna do this for fun.
They threw to Michael Thomas.
The Heat. How?
Chicago. Yes, you guys get an F.
And a little too much personality.
No.
Last week.
No, Ravens?
Oh, fuck. Give me that.
No way. There's no way. Hammering. Free. Really do not talk about him.
This one's my fault.
Flex the game.
Here we go.
You left me hanging so hard when I tapped me up.
Did I actually
Yeah,
leave you
when you were
hanging?
like, I got a couple more. I was like, let's go. You've been working. Turned away. I was just like, okay. It was such pain when I got left so hard. I got left on the tap up so hard.
So, welcome back to training camp.
Welcome back.
Took a week off, and somehow
Our schedules couldn't line up to get an episode in, so
it's still snowing.
yeah, it's March 22nd, and as of
It's the
recording,
second day of
literally recording it in during snow.
Yeah.
It's warming up a little bit, so the snow is sort of turning into rain, but
See, the bullshit is like the last couple of days. It's 6:30, right? Well, 6:30ish when we're recording this. So usually it's like actually pretty damn sunny out.
Yeah.
But because of the fucking snow rain, it's cloudy and dark and depressing.
yeah,
So,
dude, this city is going to flood so bad.
because all the snow.
It's flooding right now. They're freaking driving up the roads, driving around the city right now. There's water pooling up on a little small rainstorm.
Honestly,
Imagine a warm rainstorm, so you get the warmth, then that melts all the snow that we've had so much of, and then on top of that, normal spring, summer rain, it's over. We're flooding hard.
Can I have like my actual like I'm about to be an adult and rant about an adult thing real quick?
Of course.
The infrastructure in this city, I'm about to lose my fucking mind. They tear up one side of the road, and then it's torn up for 3 years, and then 3 years later, they finally pave it. But you know what they do once they're paving that side of the road? They tear up the other side of the road. So you never get a complete road for more than 35 seconds.
No.
I was driving downtown. You know, we just hosted the All-Star game. You think they want to have the city in the perfect fucking shape, but no, I'm hitting potholes like left and fucking right.
Dude, the potholes are bad up here.
It's such a problem.
They're very bad.
Like what?
It is an old city, but I mean, like, we make money.
But like, dude, up at the hospital, we are like I love who and where I work. But the planning for this is the dumbest thing. You need to get ambulances into this hospital for people who could be dying, right?
Yeah.
So let's just build the bumpiest fucking uphill ride I have ever heard of. And now they have the audacity to build a slope into a hospital. It's not heated, by the way. So that shit iced over this year. Do you know how fucking horrible it is to be in the middle of a snowstorm and you have a fucking pileup of cars going downward into a hospital? This hill is not 30 feet or 300 feet away.
Yeah, no. Where this general area is up at Salt Lake, like, it's very hilly. There's a lot of steep hill. Dude, imagine dying in an ambulance. All of a sudden you hear from the back, hold on. It's going to be a bumpy one.
No.
We're getting into the hospital.
I've seen it, dog. I'll be behind an ambulance. This thing's just going like this. Oh, no. The menacing thing is, dude, the wildest thing I've ever seen. So we have, like, construction flaggers who have to, like, control traffic, obviously. It's a genuinely, like, important job. Wildest thing ever. A live ambulance with its lights on got stopped by a fucking flagger. He had the little sign. He rotated to stop. He did this shit to a fucking live ambulance. Like, hold on, give me 1 second. This is clearly more important. Like, dog, there's someone dying in the back. It's funny, dude.
That'd be so hilarious. Because he knows he just doesn't get paid enough. Like, he's just some random dude that's out on the street that he couldn't do any other job for the construction company other than to hold the sign. He gets there, ambulance, lights on and everything, sirens, just points up the signs.
He went to his boss. He's like, "Hey, boss, there's an ambulance. Should I change it?" He's like, "Did I tell you to change it?" He's like, "Sorry, boss."
His boss is like, "Dude, I gave you simple instructions. When the light is green, you push the slow. When the light is red, you turn it to stop. That's all you need to do."
Everybody's just getting mad at this one poor dude, but his boss is really like, "Did I fucking tell you to change it?" This is a sports podcast.
It never is. It never is. It will be for
like half the time.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back.
Yeah.
For this.
So that's my adult rant. And so the rain's just going to make all the fucking infrastructure worse.
No, yeah. It's going to flood really bad. The city flooded, I want to say, in the 70s or the 80s. Pretty dang bad because of similar situations like this where it snowed way, way longer than it should have. And then all of a sudden it got warm like Utah does, and then all that snow's got to go somewhere.
I enjoy shit like that though, like chaos,
Flooding?
like chaos.
You enjoy people
know.
like losing their home.
Well, no one's gonna lose their home. Is it gonna be that bad?
Oh, I don't think it's gonna be like flooding as where like the houses are gonna get swept away. But like,
I just like it. I like it when like the rain just running down the street. I think that looks pretty cool. We've both also grown up in deserts. Yeah. Like going from New Mexico to Utah is not. I mean, like I grew up in an area in New Mexico where it did rain and snow, but like I remember we had this really big flood in New Mexico one time, and I was like giddy as fuck, and this shit was just like. Like
floods are scary, man. A lot of water moving really fast. Water is super powerful.
Water is terrifying.
Yeah, the ocean, bro.
I'm moving right next there.
Terrible.
Have you been in the ocean?
I've been in the ocean. Waist deep, about as far as I'll go.
Can you swim?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so can all of the other like millions of creatures in there that have lived there forever and are adapted to the perfect breeding habitat of the water.
Oh, so you're not worried about like drowning. You're worried about fish fucking.
No. I'm worried about, not being able to see and it being like miles deep. Miles. you look down, you just can't see. So the good way to look at it, you've been in an airplane, correct?
Yeah.
You've been up at the max like altitude, flying. Now look down at the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about how deep the ocean is.
I can see the ground though.
Well, yeah, you can see the ground.
Yeah.
But there's no water inhibiting you from seeing the ground.
But I know there is a ground.
Oh, yeah. There's a ground of the ocean. And you don't want to be at the ground of the ocean. There's some scary dudes down there.
Dudes?
There's some
Jerry just chilling at the bottom.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? It's literally aliens. Aliens are at the bottom of the ocean. We've explored like 5%.
It's true. We've explored more of the moon's surface than we have our own ocean.
That's a ridiculous statement. The fact that you can just say that and not be like, yeah, you know the moon. You know the thing that like humans have been to like only a couple times. Yeah, we've explored that more than the own planet that we live on constantly. You just like say that as if it's not terrifying.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. I'm not going to the floor of the ocean. I'm not going to the moon.
True. You are not going to either of those places.
Actually, I'm pretty sure we've discovered more of Mars' surface at this point than we have our own.
That's even crazier. that we said, nah, moon's not cool enough.
Yeah, we've gone deeper into space than we have into the ocean because there's a pressure point in the ocean.
No, well, we've gone down to the bottom.
Not at certain locations.
Yeah, no, but like stuff has fallen down to the bottom. Humans, like without like
humans have fallen down to the bottom.
Humans without any like protective gear or anything can't make it down very far.
Oh,
like
no.
very far at all.
No.
Like a couple hundred meters, which is far away. It's like a football field. It's 100 meters.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 football fields that you can swim down.
Yeah, my dad, he scuba dives, and every time he comes back from one of his dives, I'm always like, "Oh, how was your dive?" And it's never like, "Oh, it was fun." I mean, he'll start with that. I'm like, "Oh yeah, how was it? Like, what'd you do?" And then it's always just like, it's every single time. He's gone on probably like 20 to 30 dives at this point. And every single story is like, "Oh yeah, it was fun." I mean, I almost died like 4 times.
Yeah,
Then he'll start talking about how he almost died. And I'm like, "But it was fun, right? Like it was good time?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's great. It's so good."
Yeah, no, yeah. Welcome to the ocean. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very deadly place. There's a place in the Pacific. Zach's fun facts of the day. I have lots of them. There's a place in the Pacific Ocean that once you're at that point, the nearest closest human to you is up on the ISS.
Oh really?
Up in space.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can be that far away from people in the ocean.
Oh, like you mean like land masses?
No, humans. There's a point in the Pacific Ocean that you can be at, and the closest human to you is the people that are up on the International Space Station. Yeah. The ocean is a wild place. If you were like, they're like landmass is the Earth takes up landmass, takes up a whole bunch. Yeah, just spin that around the Pacific Ocean. No land. No land visible. The Pacific Ocean is insanely big.
Okay, do you know what's kind of funny is like, have you ever been on a cruise?
No.
So
and I want to, but then
ocean.
You're deep in the ocean.
So I will say, when I was on my cruise this is the last thing that we'll get into
Sorry,
it.
Guys. I don't know where the ocean come from.
When I was on my cruise, I had a balcony in my suite. Mm-hmm. So every morning I like get up and I like to just go sit out on the balcony and like watch the sunrise and shit like that. And there was one time it was like 9:30 at night, so it's peak black. You can't see anything.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
that's
It's terrifying. And so I was leaning over the balcony, and you get that intrusive thought, which is just like jump.
No, you'd be gone.
Part of me was like, I can make it.
Make it where?
I don't know. I have no idea. But part of me was like, and I know I couldn't, but like I sat there and I was like, because you could see like a bleak light out in the distance, which was probably like 40 miles away. I was sitting there and I was like, I can do it. Yeah. But I just hated the fact that I was like, Lena was just like jump, like, hey, yo, huh?
Yeah. No, Connor's so confident in himself that he looked at the pitch black ocean. Could see maybe, possibly. All he said was light. There was a light somewhere in the distance, and he was like, I got this. Me. I will take on the vast ocean.
Bro, I wrote
in the pitch black.
I wrote a whole ass script in my head. I was like, I'm going to swim this shit. I'm going to get awards.
And then what? And then, you get back, and they're like, we're going to congratulate you for jumping off your cruise ship randomly making it.
Here's the wild part. I actually like thought about this in detail as if I was going to do it. I was like, okay, so if I get to that landmass, don't have a passport. What if I don't speak the language? Am I just living there now?
You're just a homeless person.
I'm a crazy person.
A whole
I'm like,
new life.
You're literally an alien. I wash up on shore and I go, I jumped off a boat and I swam here, and everyone's like, what the fuck? This dude's nuts.
Yeah, no, you would be literally an alien. They would think you're a time traveler or something.
We're 17 minutes in. We haven't even talked about sports. Okay, we'll finally get to the sports stuff that you guys watch the TikToks for.
And that's all anybody's watching anyways. Let's be real.
We've been on kind of a dry spell lately.
On TikTok for sure. Yeah, the last two Cap or No Caps haven't been performing as well.
Instagram as well, but I think that's also what happens when you take a week off.
Yeah.
It's kind of. Anyways, let's do we've done top 5 running backs, we've done top 5 quarterbacks.
The next important position in football.
Top 5 wide receivers in 5 years. 5 years. 5 fucking years. 5 years.
You know,
not this year.
TikTok, say what you want about TikTok and its community.
Oh no.
Some people have been defending us on TikTok.
They have.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It is cool.
Some dude will be like, there's no way you missed these people. And then they'll be like, what are you talking about? Like, they literally said 5 years. Like, chill out.
No, my favorite comment, even I logged onto the app because I wanted to comment back on it. Someone said, I wonder if this is in 5 years or right now. And I was like, that's my guy. We had one dude that was like, he thought we were a copycat account. He's like, is this like a copycat account or is this the real account? Because these guys deserve way more views.
Yeah. So there was a guy. I wish I knew who you were. I wish you were watching this. You're not, but I wish you were.
While Zach tells the story, I'll try to pull up his user.
Anyways, shout out that guy. He called us underrated, which is cool. It's cool to be underrated in something. I don't know what category we were underrated in, but hey, we were underrated to him.
Do you remember which account? Oh, I can't pull it up.
Gone.
All right. Well, hey, shout out you, dog.
Shout out you, man. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Honestly, I love you if you're watching this.
There's no way you are, but if you are, OG.
There's like a 75+% chance that nobody's here.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we get like the first, I could say like pickleball dick shit, and no one. If you're here, comment pickleball dick shit. Because
or Hitler again.
Sorry. That's a callback because no one got to that part of the episode. So just
nobody's gonna get there anyway. Okay.
So just know that's a callback to another episode. Jesus Christ, you can't just throw Hitler out like that. Top 5 receivers in 5 years. You're number 5.
My number 5. Okay, I'm gonna start. This isn't for TikTok. You don't have to put this in the TikToks.
Okay.
For anybody that's actually watching, I'm going to throw some honorable mentions out there because I feel like there's a lot of wide receivers that are going to be really good in about 5 years. So some honorable mentions. Garrett Wilson, one of them. Chris Olave, T. Higgins, Devonta Smith. Like I said, the list goes on. Just some names that I wanted to throw out into the universe.
Give respect to.
I think may not be in my top 5, but are going to be very, very good wide receivers down the line.
Those are also going to be names that I feel like people are going to be like, but
what about? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, number 5, I have Mr. Waddle, Jalen Waddle.
Oh, okay.
This is my number 5.
I like that. I almost put him on my list.
I think if he can just kind of, especially right now, ride the coattails of being a wide receiver number 2, kind of get consistent and find out where his game is at. And then if Tua can stay healthy in the mind, I think he turns out to be an all right wide receiver in the league.
My number 5 is not in the NFL yet, And he's not in this year's draft either.
Yeah, you've been doing this.
He'll
I'm a casual. I don't do that as much.
He will be drafted next year.
All right.
This is son of a legend. This is Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's going to be the 5th best wide receiver in 5 years.
I don't hate it. Number 4 for me, AJ Brown.
Oh, okay.
I think he's only going to be. I think he's 25 right now, so he will be 30.
Damn.
At that point, but I think that wide receiver primes can kind of go a little bit later than running backs. You know what I mean? So
D-Hop.
Yeah. So, AJ Brown, he's a complete package. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got great hands, good route running, and he's on one of the best offenses in the league. So, yeah, AJ Brown.
My number 4 is Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
I think he's got the talent, he's got the intangibles, and he's got the dog.
He really does.
I really liked Garrett Wilson a lot. I think his rookie season was a challenge for him because of all the quarterback changes, but I think once he gets a consistent quarterback with Aaron Rodgers for the next couple of years, he's going to be a pretty damn good wide receiver.
Yeah, I like that.
Numero 3.
You know who else I like and I love to say?
I think we have the same guy. Jorge Pickens, number 3.
Is going to be the 3rd best wide receiver in the league in 5 years.
I agree, dog. He's a top 3 wide receiver.
Dude, he's a dog.
He's so good.
Dog. Not even this isn't even as my jokey Steelers fan.
No.
Throw him in the top 5. I legit, he's a dog, and he's
not
if Pickett, not Pickens, but I think Pickens will prove himself to be all right. If Pickett can keep him, productive, I don't think it's even close.
Here's the thing. He's not a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Look at his rookie season. He had I think in the entire NFL the most contested catches. Also, he makes him look so easy.
Yeah.
How is he so good? He's gonna be phenomenal. It would not surprise me if he's Pittsburgh's wide receiver 1 next season because he's a god.
I really do think he will be.
Yes.
He's so good.
NFL made a mistake letting him fall to the 2nd round.
Dude. Yeah, but
Can't wait for us to draft Jordan Addison.
Anyway, we just make them work, man. We make them work.
So then who's your number 2?
My number 2.
I think our number 1s and 2s are probably going to be the same. I'm just curious what the order is.
Number 2, I have Jamar Chase.
Ah, okay, interesting.
So, I think there isn't much I need to say about Jamar Chase.
He's proved himself.
He's proven himself. Him and Burrow are probably going to be together all 5 of those years.
Did you hear the Bengals are trying to get Burrow a 10-year contract?
Yeah, I don't hate it, man. They work for Mahomes. I feel like it's gonna work out for them. The longer you can sign somebody, and the longer you're on contract, the less you have to worry about markets and the QB market exploding and having to pay them more money than they should be making. But yeah, Jamar Chase, number 2. What about you?
My number 2 is Justin Jefferson, who I think is going to be your number 1. But the only reason I have J. Jettas at 2 instead of 1 is just because he is a year or 2 older than Jamar Chase is, and I just think that I know that primes can last longer for wide receivers, but I just think Jamar Chase is just a fundamentally more talented wide receiver than Justin Jefferson, and still Justin Jefferson is still going to be the number 2 wide receiver in the entire league, so that's still pretty damn good.
So yeah, I have Justin Jefferson as my number 1,
and I have Jamar Chase.
The talent is pretty unreal. His route running is pretty crazy. He's got the hands to back it up. The only thing that really holds Jay Jettis back, in my opinion, would be quarterback play and not having a good quarterback come through.
Vikings are dark horses to Lamar.
Yeah, come through Minnesota. Once Cousins is out of there, it's
going to be Rodgers. Because he's going to follow the Favre path. He's literally done it so far.
It's a wild.
I can't wait for Rodgers to be a Vikings quarterback.
But yeah, no, I think Justin Jefferson will just slightly outbeat Jamar just off a little bit of raw talent alone. But it's not by much.
They're easily interchangeable.
You can have those top 2 either way. But yeah, that was top five wide receivers in 5 years. A little easier of a list to make than
running backs.
Running backs
was really difficult.
Yeah.
This was still pretty difficult, but
quarterbacks was probably the easiest by far.
So easy. People disagreed with us, but it's gonna happen. So we are technically still in the free agency period, but we haven't approached the draft yet. We're in this limbo where it's like free agency's somewhat ended, but we still have the draft coming up. So it's like the beginning of the offseason. You can't really grade a team's offseason until really like the summer, until the draft is over. But we're going to give our top 3 best off seasons so far. So which 3 NFL teams have had the best off seasons? We'll go 1, 2, and 3. Start with number 3. I'll go first because I went first last time. So I think the third best offseason right now is the Dallas Cowboys. Between trading for Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, that really helped out their cornerback core. I know that Gilmore's not like what he was when he was Defensive Player of the Year, but I think he's a great player just to have on their defensive side. And then Brandon Cooks is a phenomenal wide receiver too, and they got him for a 5th and a 6th, so like they didn't have to give up that much. And then I think another thing that was really big for them, I know they re-signed a lot of players, but the big thing for me is they released Zeke, which opens up a lot of cap space. And I think that if they wanted to, they could probably restructure Dak's contract. So, again, I'm not flashy with the Cowboys because they're always good on paper. They're never actually playing out how they should. But I really do like the moves that they made this season, and it shows promise.
Yeah, I like that a lot. They had a really good offseason, or they are having a really good offseason. My number 3, though, just slightly, in my opinion, I think I like what they did a little bit better. I like what the Cincinnati Bengals are doing right now, addressing that O-line and getting the one piece they need to protect the protection that he needs and upgrading that O-line, and I think that enough puts them as a good offseason. And they have their draft to come still, like all these teams do. But, yeah, no, I really like the Orlando Brown, obviously, is one of the best tackles in the league, and now he's protecting one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I think that's really the one thing the Bengals are truly missing is protecting Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they have 2 of the best tackles in the league right now, and so
them just addressing O-line. It hasn't been flashy. There's not a lot of big names going off the board for the Bengals, but
with Lamar,
I really like their plan of addressing their problem, and at least they understand their problem.
With Lamar likely on the way out, it looks like it's kind of the Bengals' division to lose at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
My number 2 is the Detroit Lions.
Hey.
These dudes, same thing.
Same.
Let's go, dude.
We're so on key. These last
our number
couple
one's
weeks.
definitely going to be the same. It has to be the same.
Probably.
But the Lions have had a phenomenal offseason. If it wasn't for my number 1, I would say they had the best. But let's just go through the list of things they've done, all right? They signed Cam Sutton. Great move for you. Sorry.
Really good move.
He was so good for Pittsburgh. I did not want to lose him.
He was a very good cornerback.
CJ Gardner-Johnson, you got him to a 1-year prove-it deal. You might not even need more than a year.
Super cheap.
You got David Montgomery after losing Jamal Williams. I don't think he's going to have the production of Jamal Williams, but that's still a good running back because especially with DeAndre Swift's injury history, you got 2 really good young running backs in that room now, and he's a 3-year contract, so you have him for not just 1 year. And then you still have the 6th overall pick and the 17th overall pick. And that 6th overall pick isn't even yours. That's from the Jared Goff trade. Yeah. So you have 2 first-round picks right now, and plus the plethora of people you guys got in free agency. Phenomenal job, Detroit. And you guys ended the season last year, 7-1 or something like that? I think you guys are going to win the division, in my opinion. I think you guys are going to win a home playoff game next year.
You're going to win one single home game.
You're going to win one home game. You're going to go 15-1. You're going to wait. You're going to go
16-1.
No, well, that means they lost 1 game. If they only won 1 home game, means they lost 7.
Yeah.
This isn't a math show.
Matter.
But, yeah, no, the Lions are going to be phenomenal next year, in my opinion. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. No, to kind of touch on the points that he said, I really like those 3 kind of main ones. CJ Gardner-Johnson, obviously a pretty decent corner. And then you got Cam Sutton from my time watching the Steelers, again, a really nice corner. And then David Montgomery, you could say a slight upgrade at running back. The only downgrade for that would be Jamal Williams' personality and the locker room presence you get out of him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then again, they have 2 first-round draft picks.
They basically have 3 because they didn't even get to use Jameson Williams last year. So they're basically getting a first-round wide receiver as well. So it's just like...
No, it's that team, it's crazy. We'll kind of touch on it when we talk about the worst off seasons. But, yeah, no, it's crazy how much the NFC North is going to get flipped on its head this year.
No, it really is.
There's a ton of them. And then I'm guessing we also have the NFC North.
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears is our number 1.
Dude, what the fuck?
You guys have executed this rebuild almost perfectly.
If you guys,
your draft you got to address some things in the draft, but
if you guys didn't trade a 2nd-round pick for Chase Claypool and then also get rid of Roquan Smith, you would be one of the best teams in the NFL right now. You would have two of the best middle linebackers. You'd have your second-round draft pick back, which is basically a first-rounder. Let's just, again, go through the checklist of things you did. You traded down to 9, and you got multiple seconds and thirds.
Plus
DJ Moore. You signed Edmonds, and you also signed Nate Davis, an offensive lineman. So your offensive line is now... You also have Taylor Jenkins, I believe is his name. No, the tackle that you guys drafted 2 years ago who's going to finally come back healthy. You have a good center, now you have a good guard. So you can address a tackle with that 9th overall pick if you want to. And you still have your second-round picks. You now have DJ Moore leading that wide receiver. Like, dog, so well done.
It's kind of underrated, but I also like they got Donta Foreman.
Donta Foreman, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they've killed it, really. They really have. I expected a little bit more out of that first overall pick from multiple different teams, but
you expected more?
No. I was saying that I thought they were going to go not just from 1 to 9. I thought they were going to trade it back.
Oh, like 1 to 5,
times.
5 to 9, 9 to 12,
something like that. But no, they got a haul.
I was gonna say, if someone comes up to you and they go, "Hey, we'll give you DJ Moore, our first round pick, our second round pick this year, our second round pick next year, our third round pick this year, our third round pick next year,"
dude, yeah, no, they. All for a player that they're probably, from all the mocks that I've seen at least, they're probably still going to get one of the guys that they were mocked to get in the beginning. Because
it's all going to be quarterbacks now.
Yeah, so now it's all going to be quarterbacks, and then especially with Jalen Carter's legal troubles and stuff.
His shit combine at Alabama or Georgia.
No, they're still going to get a very, very good player at that 9 spot. And
I agree.
Yeah, no, they've done it. They've done it perfectly.
It's like Zach said, the NFC North is flipping on its head. You now have, I think, for the next couple of years, it's going to be the Bears and the Lions at the top of that division, man. They look good.
Which is crazy to think about.
Right?
Crazy to think about. Yeah. The Vikings are still good. Don't get me wrong. The Vikings are going to be all right. But yeah, no, their quarterback situation isn't the best. They're losing a couple key guys. Adam Thielen leaving.
They're getting old too.
Yeah, no, the Vikings they'll be all right. Especially Justin Jefferson. He'll be there to be that shining light on that team. But kind of speaking about the NFC North, and we're gonna now kind of go into the bad off seasons.
Top 3 worst NFL off seasons so far.
I'm just gonna start. It's a little out of order, but I'm gonna start.
Do you have the Vikings on there?
No, I have the Packers on there. They're losing everything, man.
They are.
All their wide receivers are out of the building now. Aaron Rodgers is pretty much one step out. They're really losing everything and not getting anything in return. And I don't know. I think this team's going to suck. I really do think the Packers are going to be a really bad football team.
Which I really am kind of bummed about because I really want Jordan Love to be good. He was good at Utah State, and he's had nothing but people shit on him.
Yeah.
No one has had faith in Jordan Love. And I was in the camp of I wanted Pittsburgh to draft Jordan Love when he was coming out of college. I wanted him to sit behind Ben for a year because I actually really do like Jordan Love. He reminds me of Big Ben a lot. Mm-hmm. But because of the team he ended up getting drafted to, everyone hates him for literally no reason.
Yeah, they hate him just because they probably didn't want a quarterback.
It was a smart pick, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, they would have rather Packers fans much would have rather a wide receiver be at that spot than drafting a quarterback that
I think that was
not going to be used for 2 years.
I think that was the DK Deontay draft. So there were people available.
So yeah, there was wide receivers available when they took them, and yeah, he hasn't done much. He's sat behind Rodgers, so we haven't seen him play. We haven't seen him play for real and play for a whole season.
I'm rooting for you, Jordan.
Yeah, got to root for the Utah kid, but he really doesn't have any weapons. Aaron Jones is all right to kind of get the ball out of his hands.
Christian Watson is fine, but he's only a good wide receiver. The O-line is aging.
And Christian Watson, that could have been all success from Rodgers' quarterback play. So we really don't know about the Packers. I just personally think that they're one of the bottom. They're definitely one of the bottom 2 teams in that division now.
Yeah,
and
it's
weird. It's weird to say, but yeah, I think the Packers will be one of the worst teams in the league.
The third worst offseason, in my opinion, came from a team that just reached the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Again, they had a whole ass list that I'm going to read off here. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, their safety. They lost Javon Hargrave, their defensive tackle. They lost Andre Dillard, their offensive tackle. They lost Miles Sanders, their running back. They lost Isaac Sumalo, their guard. Thank you. I love him in Pittsburgh now. Appreciate that one. They lost Marcus Epps, their other safety. So they lost both their safeties, and they lost Kazir White, their outside linebacker.
Yeah.
They are depleted. They lost They lost 2 offensive linemen and a nose tackle.
Yeah, the Super Bowl slump is going to be real for this team.
Now, like, I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to be bad. I'm just saying from an offseason standpoint, you lost way too much.
Lost a lot.
And you didn't get enough in return, which I know you guys just had a lot of contracts to deal with, but this is subtraction by subtraction. Most teams have addition by subtraction. You have subtraction by subtraction.
Yeah.
So I really don't like your guys' off seasons, and I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that point.
I at number 2, I'll say the Ravens.
Oh, they're also mine, number 2.
Yeah. So
what are you doing?
you guys lost Lamar. You lost Calais Campbell. You're not getting anything.
I even forgot about Calais. I didn't even think about that part. Like you guys also lost an offensive lineman.
You haven't technically lost Lamar.
You did.
But
You
he's
lost.
not going to play for you under this franchise tag. He's going to get picked up in October.
Well, and it didn't help your guys' case. You guys lost one of your best offensive linemen, Ben Powers. You know, the guy who has to protect Lamar, and you didn't make any moves for any skill positions. Not a single skill position was addressed.
No. And that's what they need. Like, the Ravens were wide receivers away. They needed to keep Lamar on their team, keep kind of everything how it was, build a little bit more defense, build your wide receiver core up, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But they lost their O-line, they lost some defensive pieces, and they lost Lamar and didn't get any wide receivers. Like, I really don't know. Like the Browns, I want to say are going to be the worst team.
That's just culture. I think they have a better built team.
I feel like the North is kind of wide open for us to sneak on in that second place.
He means us, as in.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I think the North is wide open for the Steelers to come in and take a late playoff push and maybe get like a wild card spot. I doubt we win the division.
No,
but,
no, definitely not. I think if the
with
Ravens,
the weakness in our division right now, I think we have a chance to make the playoffs this year.
if the Ravens lose Lamar, which they most likely will, I think they'll be the worst team in that division. I think just because of culture, I think the Browns have a better roster. It's just they can never seem to get everything put together right time. So I think, Pittsburgh. It's going to be a Pittsburgh-Cincy battle. Yeah. So then that means the worst offseason in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers. Were you the same?
No.
Okay, interesting. Oh, really? Okay.
I agree with you. They have a terrible offseason, but I got to freaking...
I'm curious.
I'm
curious. So the Panthers, y'all traded way too much for the first overall pick. I'm sorry. Listen, we can praise the Bears for getting a lot, but you guys just gave them way too much. Between losing all those picks and DJ Moore, and then also you signed an aging... oh God, say this 5 times fast. An aging Adam Thielen to a 3-year contract, not like a 1-year, a 3-year. He's 32. You want him until he's 35, and he's not like a speed. He's a slot guy who hasn't been injured in a while, so he's kind of due for an injury, especially with his age. And then you also signed Miles Sanders. Okay, you guys had the 9th overall pick. You probably could have traded up like 2 or 3 for way less and still gotten a quarterback that you wanted. I don't know. I just think this is one of those things where you spent this is like you spent $1 million for a $5,000 ticket. Like that's what you basically did. And I'm just more curious what Zach's is now.
Speaking of teams that I feel like spent way too much for a little bit of a bag, I'm going with the team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. The Los Angeles Rams, in my opinion, have had one of the worst couple of off seasons in a row now.
Okay. Elaborate.
Well, they have no picks. They're not drafting. So they're not drafting. And then on top of that, they're losing. They lost Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner. They've lost their kicker, who I think Matt Gay's a pretty decent kicker, in my opinion. Yeah. Matt Gay's a decent kicker. They lost their other quarterback, Baker Mayfield. So now, who's their quarterback?
Well, Matt.
But yeah.
What do you mean behind him?
Yeah, like Matt Stafford's going to be here for what, another season, and then what? Because then they can't draft.
Do they not have first-round picks next year?
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
There's no way, dog.
I really don't. I don't fact check me, but I really I think crazy. They got rid of like everything.
That's crazy.
Like I really think they got rid of everything.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I agree with you. The Panthers they gave away like a lot. But the Rams gave away like a lot.
But they did get a Super Bowl out of it.
They did win the Super Bowl. So. That's their only saving grace is that if you're a part of the Rams organization, you can be like, well, hey, I got my ring.
That's true.
But, yeah, no, they've lost everything that they have going for them. Like,
yeah, I didn't even think about that because for me, like, I can tell that they're just trying to clear off a lot of their cap space by like trading Ramsey, by releasing Bobby Wagner, like stuff like that. They're clearly just trying to open up cap for the future. I mean, they did get a 3rd-round pick for Ramsey, which, hey, Pittsburgh, I got a bone to pick with you. What? I know that he wanted a contract, so I'm actually okay with it. Also, apparently, D-Hop, his asking price is only a 5th and a 6th now.
That'd be cool. We have enough wide receivers, but
D-Hop,
it'd be cool.
no, we don't. I'm going to say that. Okay, we're getting into obligatory Steelers talk for a quick second. I made a post on the Steelers subreddit today. And do you know who I think Pittsburgh should sign? I think Pittsburgh should sign DJ Chark.
Okay.
Super cheap contract. Put him in the slot. Calvin Austin needs to get healthier, so we put him there until he gets healthy. 1-year prove-it deal. I think that'd be great. But if we can get DeAndre Hopkins for 2 years for a 5th and a 6th,
That'd be nice.
okay. Oh, what's that? Deontay, he's covered. So we'll throw it to George Pickens. Oh, George Pickens, we have DeAndre Hopkins.
No, that'd be
DeAndre and Deontay on the outsides together. Beautiful. Love. Oh, what that? All 3 of them are covered? What that? What that?
What that?
What that? All 3 of them are covered? Oh, we got Freiermuth. Oh, he's covered. We got Najee in the backfield. Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers going to the Super Bowl.
Dude, yeah. No, it would be really nice. But I just don't think the Steelers are going to do anything flashy like that.
No, we're not. It's not our way.
We never do.
Well, I don't know if a 5th and a 6th is flashy.
I mean, the name alone.
Yeah,
is
it's true.
flashy, like signing DeAndre Hopkins. But yeah, no. I think the Rams, man, they're gonna suck. They're gonna suck for a while. They're gonna suck.
Hey, you got your Super Bowl.
You did get a Super Bowl, man. You did get a Super Bowl.
You know what's funny is I really think I'm curious if Sean McVay can win with any quarterback because I want to see another quarterback on that team because he's had success with Goff, but we've also seen Goff has succeeded in Detroit, and then Matt Stafford succeeded in. Oh, that was crazy. In Detroit as well. So I just realized that.
The Rams in Detroit are just so similar.
So, like, I want to – and, like, Baker had some success with Sean McVay, so I'm curious what Sean McVay with, like, a young quarterback would look like, you know?
Yeah.
I guess a younger quarterback.
It'll be interesting. But
that's all.
That's top 3 worst and top 3 best off seasons for the 2023 off season.
Well, I mean, other than that, we spent the first 20 minutes talking about
the ocean.
The ocean and infrastructure. But even though we missed last week, and I don't think we made a reel. We haven't posted it yet. It was just a thank you.
Yeah, I haven't posted mine yet.
No, yeah, I haven't posted either. But just again, thank you guys for the support.
No, it's been honestly super unreal.
Like even though we had a week off, we still do get pretty good views consistently on the social medias.
Now people like we talked about a little earlier. Now people are kind of they're giving us nice comments instead of just
because we're getting like supporters. Yeah. That's the thing. I think they're followers that are like defending us now.
Yeah. So it used to just be the view influx would come in and these randoms would come and they'd hate our takes. But
don't give anyone a podcast now. It's my favorite one.
Yeah, no. And like I was telling a couple of the people that I know that we've done like the videos with like that coworker and stuff. And like he was like, "Oh no, I'm super excited to watch your video." And I just was like, "Hey, want to let you know like all the comments."
Oh, I deleted them. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't. There's no need. I will let you guys know right now. If you guys put a toxic comment in any of our comment sections, they're deleted. They are removed immediately. Now that's toxic about other things. I don't care if people hate shit about us. I think that is funny.
Yeah, literally.
But we don't need randos catching strays. We don't need you. We don't need you guys doing that shit. So for the most part, I will say like it's a very upbeat place to be, and I just like seeing the discussions people have with each other. It is really funny to watch people get into like roast battles with each other, like two strangers just start roasting each other.
Especially like when we have topics, like about the controversial things, like the NFC East video on our TikTok. Like, that Cowboys fans will always cause drama.
Bro, I
love you, but it's part of your culture. Steelers fans are somewhat similar. We always are starting drama. So.
On the Instagram, on our Lamar versus Jalen Hurts, I sent this one to Zach. There were these two people that got into an argument. I'm just going to read this off. One guy, we'll say Guy A, he goes, "I talked to your therapist and she assured me that you stopped huffing markers. Please do not head back. You did that so much at work." And then the other guy, Guy B, says, "Eagle fans are something else." Guy A says, "Chris Sims says he would pay for your treatment. Please accept it." Like they just like, what's going on?
The NFC East culture.
It's wild.
Is funny. It's a funny division because you got the hot and heavy New Yorkers. You got the freaking obviously Philly is Philly. Yeah. Cowboys fans are always Cowboys fans, and then you just got you got the Commanders. Then they're just everybody's scapegoat. They just make fun of the Commanders. Like everybody can get on board with.
But somehow they had like a weird season last year that was not bad.
8-1, baby. Super mid. Super mid. Remember when they were the football team?
For a year?
You remember when they beat us as the football team when we were about to go 12-0?
Yeah, that was crazy.
then we were 11-1.
Did you hear they
and
might?
then ended that season 12-5, and then we're first round exits.
Did
It's
you-
so sad thinking about what happened to that season.
Thanks for bringing it up, Zach. Appreciate that.
So sad. We were 11-0, finished 12-5, first round exits. So sad. Those 6 weeks were such pain. We were on our high horse. We were on cloud 9.
I was not. Every week we won. I was like, how are we
11-0.
doing this? I was posting daily or weekly videos, but I was like, how are we winning right now?
11-0, man. Never again.
Well, shout out to you guys and shout out Zach. That's all of our segments for the day. We'll see you guys next week.
Next Wednesday.
We'll get these out for you.
We'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah. We've also got something fun planned out. Talking with Zach behind the scenes, but I'll reach out to you guys about that whenever we get more information about it. But other than that, I think we'll just leave this pod here.
Yeah, it's been an episode, boys.
Do you want to do the thing? We don't know how to end these, so.
Blip.